Yo, I'm Kurorius. In today's tutorial, we're going to take a somewhat in-depth but beginner-friendly look at one of the most crucial tools for animating in Alight Motion, graphs. Honestly, graphs can do a whole lot of things, so making a truly in-depth video would be super long. This video will teach you what graphs are, what they're used for, and how to use them. I might have mentioned tutorial on Alight Motion graphs, but graphs work the same way in other editing apps too, just more or less advanced than Alight Motion. Alright, so what exactly are graphs? In Alight Motion, graphs let you control how your animations behave over time. More specifically, they adjust the speed and movement of your animation. There are two types of graphs we'll focus on today: the speed graph and the value graph. Trust me, once you get the hang of these, you'll be leveling up your animations in no time. First of all, you need at least 2 keyframes to use the graphs. More keyframes mean more control over your animation. You can add as many keyframes as you want to control the speed and movement of your animations as you like, as long as your phone can handle it. Here's how to place keyframes. First, let's talk about the speed graph. This graph allows you to control how fast or slow your animation goes at any given point in time. Imagine you have an object moving from point A to point B. By default, it will move at a constant speed. But with the speed graph, you can adjust the speed at any point. As you can see, tweaking the curves of the speed graph changes how the animation behaves. Pulling the slope up or down slows the animation, while stretching it left or right speeds it up. That white line? It shows you the timing between your keyframes in real time. You can use multiple keyframes on a layer, or just use multiple null layers on the main layer. If you're an AMV editor, adding multiple keyframes on a single layer might work for effects like the black bars, but it ain't gonna work for everything, like the fake zoom. That's where the null layer comes in. With a null layer, you can control the position and speed of your object more effectively. The null layer has tons of uses, so I'll go into more detail in a different video. You can also use graphs with the camera layer, but again, that's a topic for another day. Next, let's talk about the value graph. While the speed graph controls how fast an object moves, the value graph controls the actual position or other properties of your object over time. It can also control the speed of your animation. In simple terms, you get more curves, allowing for multiple movements and speed adjustments within 2 keyframes. Like the speed graph, manipulating the curves changes how your animation behaves. You can use the value graph to create manual shakes, panning, blinking animations, bouncing effects, and more. I'll give you a few examples. This graph is great for repetitive movements, like panning. This one creates bouncy animations, like a shake. And this one is the same as the first one, but gives you control over how smooth or sharp the animation looks, and how far or close the motion goes. I've used all of these graphs in my edits, but here are the ones I use the most. And that's it for this video. If you've got any questions about graphs in Alight Motion, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll gladly answer them. Also, let me know if there's anything you want me to cover in future tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.